The gavel slams down, echoing through the courtroom as silence falls. On screen, we see a slow pan across a sketch of the trial. Bold text flashing Kody Brown on trial. All eyes lock on Kody Brown, once the proud patriarch of sister wives, now just a man with a hollow stare where his swagger used to be. The gallery murmurs, pity from some, shock from others. Headlines flash across the screen, from reality TV star to courtroom scandal. For years, millions saw the Browns smile on TV, but behind those smiles were lies, betrayal, and secrets. The trial no one thought would ever happen has begun. The judge's voice slices through the whispers. Order in the court. Kody shifts in his seat, gripping the table as the camera cuts to his wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, scattered behind him. Quick cuts show each face with text overlays. Betrayed, dismissed, controlled, divided. Once united by faith, they're now fractured by betrayal. The prosecution begins, their words sharp as knives. They call Kody a manipulator, a deceiver, a man who financially drained the women who trusted him most. On screen, headlines slam into place with sound effects, secret bank accounts, hidden property deeds, unexplained debts. Each one hits like a hammer. Christine lowers her head, a slow zoom showing tears she refuses to let fall. Meri sits rigid, betrayal carved into her stillness. Janelle folds her arms, her calm expression unreadable. And Robyn, his only legal wife, her presence uneasy, lingering. Is she his last ally or the nail in his coffin? The defense fights back, insisting this isn't crime but family anguish. Kody, they say, is no criminal, just a man crushed by impossible expectations. But then the first witness is called and the courtroom gasps. On screen, we see a black and white silhouette of a child with the overlay. He promised us security, but we lived in fear. The young voice trembles, but the words cut deeper than any attorney. Kody squirms, refusing eye contact as the judge allows the testimony. For the first time, his defense begins to crumble. Christine rises next. The cameras click, reporters lean in, and a red headline flashes. Christine speaks out. For years, she was dismissed as too emotional, but today her words carry the weight of truth. I believed in Kody. I believed in the dream we sold to the world. But the dream was a lie. Documents slam onto the screen. Deeds in Kody and Robyn's names. Murmurs ripple. We were supposed to be equals, Christine says, her voice breaking. Instead, he left us with nothing but shattered trust. Kody explodes, shouting, "That's not true!" The judge's gavel pounds. Overlay text appears in red. Kody loses control in court. Christine doesn't blink. I wanted to believe in him, she says firmly. But Kody believed in power more than family. Then comes Meri. The silent first wife takes the stand. The courtroom holds its breath as her voice, steady but raw, fills the air. On screen, her words overlay across her photo. At first, we were partners. Then I became invisible. She speaks of being ignored, accused of overspending while having no access to accounts. Gasps echo again. It wasn't neglect, she says coldly. It was control. The defense brings up her past mistakes, trying to discredit her, but she doesn't flinch. My failures came from loneliness. His came from greed. The words land like stone. By day's end, the camera lingers on Kody. Hollow, jaw tight, his empire slipping away not because of outsiders, but because of those who once stood at his side. Overlay text burns across the screen. Betrayal within. The judge warns that tomorrow will bring financial experts and possibly more family members. A breaking news-style graphic flashes. Financial revelations to come. The narration lowers. Dramatic music building under the final words. The trial of law has become the trial of love, betrayal, and broken trust. And this storm has only just begun. The next morning, tension thickens before the judge even enters. Outside the courthouse, cameras swarm as headlines roll. Kody Brown returns to court, and wives ready to testify again. On screen, flashes of paparazzi bulbs blind the frame, a slow-motion shot of Kody shielding his face as he pushes through the crowd. The once smiling reality star is now flanked by attorneys. His body language stiff, shoulders slumped, eyes darting away from reporters. The voiceover kicks in. For years, Kody controlled the narrative. But now, the narrative controls him. Inside, financial experts are sworn in. Charts and numbers flood the screen. Bar graphs, bank statements, overlays of red-stamped words like missing funds and hidden loans. The prosecutor's voice is merciless. Millions in debts, properties transferred, accounts drained. The family's financial empire wasn't just crumbling, it was manipulated. The camera cuts to Janelle, her jaw set, her hands clasped tight in her lap. A slow zoom emphasizes her face as text overlays, the financial wife, the one who always saw the numbers. Janelle finally speaks, her voice calm but edged with years of restrained anger. I begged him to slow down. I told him the money wasn't there. He ignored me every time. Documents flash on screen as she continues. He wanted bigger houses, bigger dreams. We couldn't afford it, but he made us believe we could. The prosecution slams down receipts, mortgages, property deeds all under Kody and Robyn's names. The gallery gasps. Red overlay text strikes. The Robyn connection. Robyn, shifting in her seat, looks cornered. The camera cuts to her repeatedly, her face pale, lips pressed together. Whispers ripple through the courtroom. The narration leans in. For years, Robyn was portrayed as the favorite, but now even her loyalty is in question. Then another bombshell. A surprise witness steps forward. The overlay flashes unexpected testimony. It's a former accountant for the Browns. The crowd stirs. She testifies that certain transactions were deliberately hidden, rerouted through LLCs and trusts no one else knew about. Numbers scroll across the screen like a digital storm. Kody shakes his head, mouthing, "Not true," but his eyes betray panic. The defense scrambles, painting the picture of a family under extreme stress, a patriarch doing what he could to keep the dream alive. But the evidence piles too high, too fast. Headlines flash in rapid cuts: financial manipulation, unpaid taxes, secret transfers. Christine, watching from the gallery, whispers to Meri, the camera catching just enough of her lips. He thought he'd never be caught. Meri doesn't respond, her gaze locked on the man she once called her husband. The narration swells with music. The cracks aren't just showing, they're breaking wide open. As the day ends, the judge slams the gavel again, his words chilling. Tomorrow we will review the deeds and bank accounts in detail. The courtroom buzzes, reporters dash out to feed the frenzy. The camera lingers on Kody one more time, sweat on his brow, jaw tight, his empire collapsing around him. The final overlay appears in flashing red. The walls are closing in. Fade to black. Closing in. Fade to black. The third day begins under storm clouds, literally. The camera shows the courthouse against a gray, rumbling sky. Lightning cracks in the distance as dramatic music swells. Overlay text flashes across the screen. Day 3, the deeds. Inside, the tension is unbearable. The judge calls the session to order, and the prosecution wastes no time. They roll out massive binders of property records, page after page, deed after deed. On screen, the camera zooms into highlighted names: Kody Brown, Robyn Brown, no one else. Not Meri, not Janelle. Not Christine. The prosecutor's words are icy. Every promise of shared ownership, every assurance of equality, it was a facade. The assets were consolidated into Kody and Robyn's control. Gasps ripple through the gallery. Text flashes, ownership exposed. Christine can't hold back, her eyes well with tears. The camera cuts to her face, trembling but resolute. Meri sits stone still, arms folded, her silence louder than words. Janelle shakes her head, lips pressed tight as if reliving every ignored warning. Robyn, however, looks as if she might break. She shifts in her chair, biting her lip, clutching the edge of the table. The narration whispers, is this the moment Robyn turns? Or will she sink with Kody? Then the shocker hits. A new witness is called, a county clerk. She holds up an envelope and testifies that certain deeds had been altered after the fact, dates shifted, signatures suspicious. The words overlay in bold red, forgery? The courtroom erupts. Kody's lawyer jumps to object, but the judge allows the evidence. The tension explodes when the prosecution presents a foreclosure notice, one of the mansions Kody flaunted on TV, already seized by the bank. The overlay reads, "The dream house, gone." Photos of the mansion appear on screen, then glitch and crack apart like shattered glass. Kody finally snaps, slamming his fist against the table. "This is lies!" "All of it!" His voice echoes through the chamber. The judge hammers the gavel furiously. "Mr. Brown, you will control yourself or be removed." The gallery buzzes with shock. Cameras flash. The moment is immortalized. And then, one final twist before recess. Robyn requests to speak. The narration slows. The wife who stood by him. Is she about to turn? The camera zooms on her trembling hand as she rises. Her voice cracks. "I never wanted this." I was told it was for our family's protection. Gasps explode. Kody stares at her, betrayal etched on his face. The overlay slams onto the screen. Robyn breaks. The gavel slams again. Court adjourned until tomorrow. The camera pulls back, music swelling, reporters shouting outside, and the screen fades to black with one final message. The family will never be the same. The courthouse doors swing open once more. Crowds line the sidewalks, signs waving, reporters shoving microphones forward. Overlay text cuts across the screen. Day 4, family against family. Inside, the atmosphere is thick with dread. The prosecution calls their next witness, one of Kody's older children. The camera angle is tight, emphasizing trembling hands on the Bible as the oath is taken. A hush falls over the room. The narration leans in. When your own child testifies against you, the empire is already broken. The young voice is steady, though tears glimmer. He told us we'd always be safe. He told us the family came first. But that was never true. Headlines flash on screen, children betrayed, promises broken. Kody can't hide his panic. He stares at the floor, jaw tight, refusing eye contact. The gallery whispers, shock vibrating through every corner. Janelle wipes her eyes. Christine nods slowly as though finally vindicated, and Meri keeps her gaze fixed firmly on Kody, unblinking. Then comes the next blow. The prosecution introduces text messages, real time-stamped exchanges between Kody and Robyn. The screen fills with screenshots, highlighted lines, Kody's words stark and cold. They don't need to know everything. Just tell them what makes us look united. Another, keep the money quiet. It's ours, not theirs. The overlay explodes in bold. Leaked messages. Robyn crumbles in her seat, tears streaking down her face. The narration whispers, her loyalty is breaking. And the cameras are capturing every second. Kody's lawyer leaps up, shouting, objection! Those texts are taken out of context. But the judge overrules. The evidence stands. Kody slams his hand on the table, his face red with rage. Then the most devastating testimony yet. Christine is recalled. She locks eyes with Kody and says, voice quivering, for years you told me I was crazy, that what I saw wasn't real. But it was real. The money, the lies, the manipulation, it was always real. On screen, the words overlay in white letters that slowly crack apart. Gaslighting exposed. The gallery erupts in murmurs. Christine's voice strengthens. I lost myself in this marriage, and I'm here today to make sure my children don't lose theirs. Kody looks gutted. The narration cuts sharp. The family he built on TV is now dismantling him in court. The judge slams the gavel, his warning chilling. Tomorrow we will review financial damages and possible restitution. Overlay text bursts across the screen. The money trial begins. The camera lingers on Kody one last time. Sweat dripping, fists clenched, eyes hollow. Fade to black. The crowd outside is twice as big today. Cameras flash. Signs wave. Justice for the wives. Overlay text slams across the screen. Day 5, the money trial. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere is razor sharp. No more whispers of family drama. Today it's about cold, hard numbers. The prosecution calls their first expert, a financial investigator. The camera pans across charts and graphs laid out in front of the jury. The narration cuts in, low and dramatic. The numbers don't lie. But Kody always did. The expert testifies calmly, flipping through page after page. We found multiple accounts registered under aliases linked back to Mr. Brown. Transfers totaling over $3 million. Funds intended for joint family ventures, siphoned into private holdings. Gasps ripple through the gallery. Overlay text slams, $3 million gone. Christine clasps her hands, nodding as though every suspicion is finally confirmed. Janelle leans forward, jaw tight. Meri bites her lip to hold back tears. And Robyn covers her face with both hands, unable to look at the documents being displayed on the big screen for the jury. Then comes the smoking gun. A deed signed solely by Kody and Robyn for a sprawling mansion the family was told was shared property. The prosecution's voice slices. So while the wives were told this was a family investment, Mr. Brown legally placed it in only his and Robyn's names? The expert nods. Correct. The courtroom erupts. Overlay flashes. The mansion exposed. Kody jumps to his feet, shouting, "That house was for all of us! You're twisting this!" His attorney yanks at his sleeve, hissing for him to sit. The judge bangs the gavel. "Mr. Brown, You will stay silent. The narration leans in. For years, Kody controlled the money. Today, the money controls him. But it doesn't stop there. Another expert testifies about tax filings. There are discrepancies here. Large amounts of cash income unreported, routed through production payments from the TLC show. Overlay explodes. IRS watching? The wives exchange nervous glances. This is bigger than they expected. What started as family betrayal is now spiraling into possible federal crimes. And then, in a shocking twist, Meri produces a folder from her seat. She hands it to the prosecution, gasps again. It's a copy of an old deed, one Kody swore didn't exist. The judge flips through it, eyebrows raised. The narration cuts. The wives are